Although Anders is easily one of the more talked about characters in the series, his background is actually fairly ignored. For instance, did you know his name is actually not Anders? Anders is a nickname given to him in the Circle because his father was from the Anderfels. In fact, we don't actually know his real name at all. We know he grew up in a small Ferelden village, but we don't really know what village that was. We also know that he had a father who was scared of magic, but we don't know who he was either. Or do we? Welcome, patrons. I'm Gildathalin, and today I want to talk about a pet fan theory of mine, that we have met Anders' father. To explain this, I want to introduce a new format to explore the idea fully, so I will present the theory, then prove for and against it, and let you decide what you believe. For this subject, it's going to be a short video, as there isn't a lot to base this on, but it's been on my mind lately and I just want to throw it out into the wind for others. The theory. Anders' father is Mayor Gregory Dedrick, or the Crestwood mayor that killed everybody. The evidence. They look alike. Yeah, it's not much for proof, but you have to admit they do. Having the same hairstyle aside, their facial structure is pretty similar to one another. Both have long faces with prominent chins and large foreheads. Their eyes are smaller and have a squarish look to them. They have a long, beak-like nose, and they also have some nice scruff going on. Really, I would argue that if you give Gregory a different face texture, you could easily use the model to represent Anders and Inquisition. Their actions. Both saw something that needed to be fixed. Both realized that people would just sit by and let the worst happen and let's push, and both decided to do the unthinkable for the outcome they wanted. Anders destroyed a chantry, killing hundreds and triggering the beginning of the war between mages and Templars, and in doing so gave mages the courage to stand up against their oppressors. Gregory destroyed a village, killing hundreds and killing many refugees who were sick with the blight, and in doing so saved Crestwood from dying in one of the worst ways possible. They say that the people of the Anderfels are people of the extreme, and if Gregory is Anders' father and is from the Anderfels, then his actions make sense from a cultural standpoint as well. The Anderfels Codex entry placement. This is honestly what brought the idea into my head in the first place. If you explore Gregory's house, you find a Codex entry for the Anderfels. But why here? Sure, we do meet Grey Wardens in the area, but wouldn't it make more sense for the Codex to be found where we meet the Wardens? Or perhaps in a place like a library. It just seems like a random place, unless it's a hint that the mayor is from the Anderfels. I mean, honestly, it's by his bed. The rebuttal. No obvious references. The Dragon Age series is full of weird family connections. Shale is related to Inquisitor Kadash. Hawk is related to Warden Amel. Philum, a bard, is related to Inquisitor Trevelyan. If this Gregory being Anders' father thing is supposed to be, you would think the team wouldn't be shy about making more obvious hints towards it. But there's nothing, really. Where's the rest of the family? Granted, Gregory makes no mention to any family members, but Anders' father is supposed to be in a relationship with Anders' mother. So where's his mother? If Gregory was married, what happened to her? It's stated that Anders' mother was upset with his father for turning him into the Templars, so it's possible she left him. I doubt he killed her in the flood, as he had enough time to clear out his old house in Old Crestwood, and I bet he would have taken his wife, unless perhaps he was also infected with the blight. But then you would think that would come up during the quest, like a man that killed his own wife to save his village. Perhaps they were all infected with the blight and he saved everyone. Like, something along those lines. Really, there's just a lot of speculation here. Yeah, either way, she ain't there. Crestwood. Oddly enough, at first glance, Crestwood matches the description of where Anders is from, being a small Ferelden village. But in World of Thedas Volume 2, it says the village is a small farming village, and due to its placement between Denerim and Val Royeaux, Crestwood made its name for being a trading village. It's a nitpicky detail, but enough to be a strong case against the theory. Granted, the mayor of Crestwood does say that they do some farming, it's really labeled as a trading village. Although it's possible that Gregory moved from Anders' birth village to Crestwood, I would doubt he would become the mayor of a town he just moved to, but I guess you never know. And that, honored patrons, is my small theory. It isn't really much, but it's mine. Do you still have lingering questions? Proof that I'm wrong? Comments about your own fan theory? Feel free to tweet me at @Gilderthalon on Twitter or send a PM to user Gillanon on Reddit. Dara Shiral.